Hello and welcome to the Deadline Gameweek 18 stream. This is going to look a little bit weird because of the fact I'm doing this on my laptop and there's no other way of getting this timer up and running unless I do it like this, because I've been sitting here for the last 10 minutes trying to come up with a solution, but I can't come up with a solution. So I'm going to quickly start the timer and then we're going to get straight into it. So hopefully with a little bit of luck this works, because it's really hard for me to... I hate doing streams from... Alright, there we go. Timer's up and running. We'll hopefully have my team on the screen in 3, 2, 1. Alright, I think I've done it. I think we're up and about. Yes, I've got the flamingo shirt on. Yes, it's Christmas. Hello and welcome everyone to what? Let's see if that looks alright. I've got my little surface here on the side. It's not like I'm using my laptop for the stream where normally I'm using my computer. So I'm literally having to read the comments. Alright, that's good. Team's on the screen. That's how we're looking. Game week 18, it's looking like that. I've got a bit of light on me so you can see the haircut and all its freshness that it is. I'm going to quickly share this because I've struggled to get this up and running. So just bear with me 1 second while I try and sort this out. But yeah, happy Christmas. Hopefully you got some nice presents from Santa. Hopefully you're having a good day. It was really scary this evening. I had to wash my hair for the first time and it feels so bloody weird. I can't tell you how weird it feels. And you're just patting. It's very odd business. Also, I've been sleeping with this neck pillow like this on the chair. On this chair. This is my bed. I'm literally sleeping. I'm literally doing this. Really scary. I'm literally doing this stream on my bed, which is an armchair, because you got to sleep on a 45-degree angle, and there's no way I'll be able to sleep in a normal bed if I had to do that. I'm just going to quickly share this, then we'll get straight into your questions. I did see someone had joined very early on in the piece and asked a question. They said Hincapi or Anderson or Rodon. Well, I can tell you, from what I know, Hincapi is not playing. Anderson I don't like, so it's got to be Rodon. So that's got to be the easiest question I'm going to answer in the stream, most likely. But yeah, there'll be no... I mean, Anderson, man, like, come on, turn it up. Going big on a bench boost, -8, get a good bench of players, I like it. There he is, yes, here I am. Haircut's shorter than an England test match it is. Oh, that's brilliant. Hello, Underdog. Happy Christmas and hope you recover swiftly. Thank you. I've actually recovered pretty well. To be fair, it was really funny when I had the dude that did it is an Arsenal fan, and he was just basically, I don't know, I'm still trying to share this. I'm getting distracted. Demo stream up and running. Come and check out the fresh cut. Fresh cut and get your answers. Your answer's questioned. What? Your question's answered, you idiot. Only I could write that. That's because I've just had a little nap. I've had a little nap on this armchair. I haven't actually been sleeping at all, really. I've just been having naps because I go to sleep for like an hour or two and then I wake up because it's like you're not in the bed. It's kind of unnatural to sleep on a 45-degree angle more than you would believe it or whatever. Hold on, let's do that. I think I've done everything. All right, there we go. But yeah, you can ask me all about that. An interesting experience. If you're a man and you're thinking about doing it, it's a surreal experience. You're laying face down on a like what feels like you should be getting a massage. You're not getting a massage. You're not even getting a head massage. You're getting a head drill in, and you're laying down there. My back was so bloody sore. I was like, it wasn't my head that was sore. It was my back from like laying on this thing and no massage happening. Just yeah, that was like a 3-hour. It was just painful in my back. It wasn't painful in my head because other than the local anesthetic going in, which is painful when it goes in, it's actually not too bad. And then in the afternoon, they put you on lunch. I had a really nice steak, mushroom, and spinach panini. And I was like, I'm paying a lot of money for this. This is a good lunch, right? That's all that mattered. Good lunch, kept me happy, kept me up and about, walked in for the afternoon session, and the dude is just hilarious. I was sitting there. He's an Arsenal fan. He's from Zimbabwe originally, lived in London. He seemed a bit like me, a bit of a hooligan at heart. And then I said, do you play FPL? And he goes, yeah, I play FPL. I was like, do you watch FPL content? And he goes, yeah, I do. And I was like, you're watching the wrong people, mate. Have you seen me before? And he goes, no. And I was like, all right, give me the remote. Because he loves watching YouTube when like he's pulling their hairs out and putting them back in. So in the afternoon, we listened to FPL D Unit. And he was like, mate, how have I not discovered you before? I was like, no idea, mate. No idea. But new channel subscriber there. I was doing business while I was getting my hair done. That's how the D Unit operates. All right, come on, Pig on a bench boost -8 to get him. Yep, got that. Hi all, happy Christmas. We love the cut. Thank you very much. Where's the echo from D Unit? Oh crap, have we got an echo? We better not have an echo. Have we still got an echo? Hopefully not. Let me know if it's gone. Actually, I think I know what that is. Hold on, I think I know what it is. Someone just said, bear with me 1 second. I think I know why there's an issue. Hold on, I gotta go back here. Mike. Actually, no, everything else is muted. There shouldn't be an echo. Let me know if there's still an echo, but there shouldn't be one. Actually, hold on. So this is why I don't like doing it on my laptop. It's so, I know what the problem is. Yeah, I can see why there's... There we go. There shouldn't be an echo anymore. With a little bit of luck, we should be good. All right. Let me know if there's still an echo. That should have fixed it. I don't know if that fixed it, but hopefully it fixed it. There we go. Running repairs. How good's that? Big green arrow. Mate, if I get a big green arrow this week, there is an FPL god up there that loves the D Unit. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I'm literally tempting fate with a -12, right? Like, let's be fair. I was a little bit loopy. The problem was I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I had to make my moves on Tuesday morning, which is Monday night UK time, because I was literally just about to have my hair done. And I was like, if I'm having my hair done, I'm going to be out of it. I'm like not going to be with it. I'm going to have to, like, they'll give me Valium. I might have made some really stupid decisions. Might have thought a -32 was an offer instead of like a -12. So I just looked at it. I thought, I've got to rush this, got to rush this. And then in the end, that's just what I went with. So hopefully that works out all right. Let me know if you can't hear me that well, because I might need to hold the microphone, but hopefully not. Hopefully that has fixed the echo with a little bit of luck. Bench 1, Bruno G, Wilson or Thiago. It's got to be Wilson. Wilson's got a knock, might not even play. No way actually captaining in Cappy. I'm thinking about, no, I'm not captaining. EKITIKE. Yeah, definitely thinking about it. Big Green. I'm going to ask the chat some comments and sorry. Actually, I can't ask the chat anything because I'm not signed in. So there's going to be no polls today. Actually, maybe I can do it on my phone. I'll have a look in a second. Why is there no game on Wednesday? No idea. That normally they have one, but they don't. After and all, are we worried about the most transferred in curse? Not really. Thiago's beaten it. Most forwards have actually beaten it this year, so I'm not too worried about it. Hey D, hello buddy. Would you start Thiago or Neto? I'd start Neto. Any team home to Wolves, with the hilarious exception of Arsenal, is a no-brainer. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it just makes a lot of sense. Like, I've seen Wolves, like Man United beat Wolves 4-1. I know that people say that's the outlier, et cetera, et cetera. I just think that Wolves are rubbish. And I think what happened, I think we saw some history on, we saw some history the other night where literally Strand Larson missed that penalty, and that was like the moment of relegation. Like, you could tell not only on the Wolves players' faces, there was protests going on in the stands. If there was a moment where a club was relegated, that was it. That was legitimately the moment. It was a pathetic penalty. How Brentford got away with a clean sheet is still a mystery. But that was the moment they were relegated. All right, sounds fine. That's good. Very good. Sorted. Excellent. Much better. Good morning from Lakeland, Florida. Hello and welcome. Don't you think Wilson will play? Silver sounded positive. I thought it sounded more serious than first thought. I might have read a wrong clip, but I saw that just as I was going to sleep. And I swear that he said that it was worse than first thought. But that's just me. That's all I read. I can't really, I didn't even know he was doing a presser. Like, who does a presser on Boxing Day? Apparently, Silver does. Maybe Pep's done one. Maybe Emery's done one as well. I don't know. Good evening, Trig. How are you, buddy? No echo. Fantastic. Very good. Hudzy in it. Palmer out for Verts and Thiago out for EKITIKE for a -4. Don't know about the Palmer to Verts out. But if that's the way you're freeing up money in order to get EKITIKE, I don't mind it. Just don't add Anderson to your team. Exactly. Just, yeah, pretty simple, really. Why not keep Palmer? A good differential. Yeah, exactly what I thought. Good luck this game week. Good luck to you as well, my friend. Make sure if you're joining, if you could smash a like on the stream, that'd be much appreciated. Also, if you haven't already, and you do use X, please go and check us out and give us a follow. Exact same username as YouTube. Oh, that just reminds me. I've got to quickly. Actually, yes. Complete training. There we go. Lovely. Done. All right. He's completed training. Very good. Man United versus Newcastle is going to be a very interesting game later on. I do not know what to expect from it at all, other than the fact I think there's going to be lots of goals. I don't think either team are keeping a clean sheet. I think they're both going to concede lots of goals. It's going to be crazy. Paul played Dubravka over Sanchez, maybe. Well, I've got Verbruggen, so I'm definitely not playing Verbruggen over Sanchez. So, yeah. If you've got Dubravka, I still feel like I'd play Sanchez. Like, Villa aren't scoring lots of goals. Like, people seem to think that Villa is scoring lots of goals. They're not. They're literally winning games like 2-1, 1-0, etc., etc. Everton aren't scoring a lot of goals either, I would say. But I feel like if you're comparing the Chelsea goalkeeper to the Burnley goalkeeper, I know which one I'm picking all day long, and it ain't the Burnley goalkeeper. So for me, it's got to be Sanchez all day long. Start Chalobah or Anderson. I don't know why you bothered writing Anderson. Or Jow. I would start Chalobah. Would you do Semenyo to Rice or Gordon? Yes, I'd do either of those moves. I think they're both really good high upside moves this week. Man, your team looking very different each week. Like how the thing is, I'll talk about the hits right. And like Nightmare was onto something earlier in the season. The problem was he wasn't making intelligent hits. He was taking out the wrong players in the wrong week and bringing in players that did bang, but didn't bang the week that he brought them in. I'm literally moving players as they come in for players that are dudding. Like, look at the players I've removed this week. Thiago done absolutely nothing. Welbeck ditto. Then we've got Bruno Fernandes who's injured. And then the only one that really has a chance of really biting me on the ass this week is probably Saka. Like, I'll be fair. If Saka drops a 15-pointer, I'll just own it because, I know that there's a risk there. However, based on the way Arsenal are playing, I don't think it's very likely. I think Rice is more likely to score more points than Saka week to week, and I'm keeping him. So, obviously, whatever Cunha or Verts get is going to cover the -4 from Bruno. It looks like Wilson might actually be out with a knock based off what Silver said today. And then all of a sudden you're looking, well, that's all right. You've taken a -4 for those two moves. That's not too bad. Then you're looking at Thiago and Welbeck. Now, Thiago and Welbeck going to score 8 points less than Bowen and EKITIKE combined? I'd say the answer is probably yes. So for that reason, when you add up all those different factors, how the team now looks with the hit, I mean, the proof will be in the pudding. If Cunha goes out and scores a hat-trick today, I look like a genius. And we can sit there and just be like, well, he's got 20 points already, minus the 12, he's still on 8. No one's going to be asking me about the hit if that happens. So all it takes is one of those 4 blokes to go completely nuclear, and no one's going to be wondering why I took a -12. That's the whole reason. Like, I don't play, like, Trig is someone plays risk averse. There's no way Trig would have done what I've done here. But then I'm not Trig. I'm the D unit. And the D unit plays high risk, high reward. Sometimes I get it wrong. We've seen me get it wrong this year. I've taken on HAALAND captain more weeks than I care to remember. And towards the beginning of the season, and literally I got absolutely screwed over every single time. even though I wasn't picking dud players, I just was getting no luck. However, since I've been taking these hits and stuff, I've been getting all the luck. All my players have been banging. All the ones I've sold, other than Chalobah, ironically, I did sell him and it didn't go very well for me with him in comparison to who I bought. But outside of that, the rest have all gone really well. So it's just a matter of timing. Life is about timing. FPL is very much about timing and buying players and selling them at the right spot. Like last week, I said my move last week would have been, if I'd had the money, Wilson out, Semenyo in. I didn't have the money for that, so I ended up free hitting. And I felt like the free hit draft actually beat my normal team, so that worked out all right. It didn't beat it by much, but it beat it. And then this week, I was like going, I was originally going to play Wilson. Then he got the knock on Monday night, and I was like, you know what? If he's getting a knock on Monday night, and knowing his injury history and his record and the way Fulham are, I just thought it was better to make sure I didn't have to play him. Now, I've got the money in the bank actually to transfer Wilson to Gordon next week in one move. I don't even need to make a hit next week. Like if I want, I don't know who I'd bench in that case, but my front 8 players would be stupidly good then next week. So like there is a plan, there is some method. It just to the average on person, they're probably wondering what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. I just do it in a way that I like playing. Hopefully that was a really good explanation of what I'm doing. Okay, where are we at? Will Wilson play today or not? Well, Wilson's not going to be playing today because he's playing tomorrow. So he'll be not playing today. My guess is I don't think he's going to do much if he plays or not, which is why I benched him. So Jao isn't a good pick then. Well, not today. He's playing Man United. Man United will score goals today against Newcastle. Newcastle crap defensively. Absolutely crap defensively. I mean, they conceded to Burnley at home. They conceded 3 to West Ham. They conceded 3 to Brentford. I think the only Newcastle defender I would want back in my team would be Lewis Hall because he's actually got some DC threat and he's got an attacking threat that seems fairly consistent. But again, he also doesn't look completely injury-free, if that makes sense. So it's another one of them weird ones. So who would you bench between Gahey, Alderete, or Bruno G? I'd bench Gahey. I think there's no chance of a Crystal Palace clean sheet this week. Sorry, if I end up losing places in the fingers because I'm using a different thing to read the chat. Wilson to Gordon for my first -4 this season. Newcastle punt Man U. Don't mind it. I actually don't mind that move at all for a -4. Yo, Dina, now that I've done my wildcard, will my transfers reset to 1 next week? No, they'll reset to 3. You'll go back to 3 transfers, mate. You roll whatever transfers you take into your wildcard out of the wildcard. You just don't gain any. So if you had 3 this week, you'll have 3 next week. You won't get 4 though. Keep or sell Fleming for a -4, 1.2 in the bank. Depends who you're selling him for. I like it. -8, love it. Fantastic. Whoever bought EKITIKE for a hit has to captain him. Exactly. That's why I captained him. No, I love this logic. That is the logic I'm using. Absolute genius. Well done, young sir. What's your score predictions this week? They should be on screen. At some point above my head, you'll see my score predictions this week. I'm going for a Cunha hat-trick tonight. 3-2 Manchester United win. Call me an idiot. It's Christmas, but there's normally one Christmas firecracker in there, and I'm going with it tonight. Where are we at? What's good, Dean? Thoughts on Grealish as a punt? Love it. I actually really love a Grealish punt. Don't mind it at all. Rodgers still bangs this week. I don't think he does. Would you do Rodgers or Keane to Keane with 1 free transfer left? Yes. Yes, definitely yes. Also, Captain EKITIKE or Frimpong or Haaland. Look, if you've got Frimpong in your team, I'd be captaining him. There was no way that I could bring him in this week, looking at my defense and going, I'm not making many points here, I don't think. Like I could legitimately see a haul for each of my defenders this week. And based off that, I couldn't take another -4 to bring Frimpong in. I did consider it in my initial moves. I did consider it, but it's not a move for me this week. However, if I did have him, I'd be very tempted by a Frimpong captain. I can tell you that much. So we're still assessing him and we'll make a decision after the next session. I'm hopefully he can be available right because, yeah, exactly. The thing with that is that I read that That's what I read. And I was like, I read that and I think he's not playing. Like that's how I interpreted that quote. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but quite often I'm pretty good at reading the fluff. That sounds to me like he's obviously still in pain. And if he's still in pain one day before they're playing, I don't think he's starting on the field. He might come off the bench, but for that reason, I just have strong doubts about him. That's just the way I look at it. The sheep. Hello, Gary. 2-2 today. I mean, I'll take 2-2, to be fair. Like, I think Man United without Bruno have a miserable record. There's no ifs, buts, maybes about that. They have an unbelievably woeful record without Bruno Fernandes. It's only been 3 games that I can recall now where he hasn't been part of. So, yeah, I'm a bit concerned about how we're going to go. Do you think Wolves can park the bus? Yeah, they could. But why are they parking the bus? At some point, you've got to score some goals. You've got no wins for the season. You're running out of games. You have to go and attack at some point. I just think Liverpool get an early goal and it's going to be a steamroll. The thing is that Arsenal just play boring football, and that's what people don't understand. Like, if you go and pick an Arsenal game out for me this year that's been entertaining. Outside of the Leeds game where I felt like they got quite lucky in that second half. But outside of that, you wouldn't find a good Arsenal game in there. Like where they've had lots of goals or looked free-flowing. They haven't looked free-flowing in almost any game this season. They're very good defensively. They're not very good attackingly. That's what I think. Keeper Fleming or sell him for a -4. I'd sell Fleming. I don't think he's going to be very good. That's just my opinion on him. But again, you've got 1.2 million in the bank. That might get you up to DCL unit, but in reality, it's not getting you up to a forward you really want this week. So maybe you just keep him and don't play him. Just Captain HAALAND, you are going to jinx EKITIKE? Nah. Do I keep Wilson for bench boost or sell for a bit? I'd just keep him. There's no need to sell him yet. Card called Zhao or Chalobah? I've got the card here. Zhao or Chalobah? Oh, wow. I've thrown it away. Zhao. Where are we at? Newcastle have the best XGA away from home in the league, 8.2. Yeah, they just haven't converted it very well, Ricky. That's the problem. I'm not saying they're not going to score tonight. I think they do. I think they scored twice. I just think they concede just as many. I'm taking on Robot Captain this week and Captain EKITIKE. Nice. What happened to your PC setup? I'm not at home. I'm not at home. I'm at Mum's. I had my hair done in Perth, 6 hours away from where I live, and she has a recliner, right? I don't know if you can see it from here. Maybe I'll see it. And actually, I'm going to do that. It's going to knock everything off. I can literally lean back like this and sleep on a 45-degree angle, which is why I'm here. But yeah, we'll be back. And yeah, that's why the screen looks less clear. Like I can't do anything about it. It's my Alienware laptop because it's not an OLED and the brightness, it's an LCD screen instead because it's Alienware and Alienware don't believe in mini LEDs. That's why the screen looks like it is. Unfortunately, there's not a hell of a lot I can do about it. It's just as good as it gets when I'm away from home. The sheep missed the Anderson hauler. I know, they did. I thought it was quite ironic. You know, Gary's in here. I know Gary's in here because he was here before, and so was Trig. Those two idiots owned Anderson and benched him. If they'd actually bothered to look at the research, right, and I knew this, that's why I was telling them he's a crap pick and they should bench him, because I knew that he was going to haul. Anderson's 4 hauls this season have come when he's played at home against a crap team. So he's kept a clean sheet against, I believe it's Wolves when they had 10 men. Nottingham Forest, who have been woeful away from home. They've also kept a clean sheet, I believe, against Sunderland at home, who barely showed up that day. And I think the other one, I could be wrong on this one, but I feel like the other one was Brentford. So 4 teams rubbish away from home, all at home. Anderson kept the clean sheet. Now, anyone with an intelligent brain that doesn't use Solio and doesn't use FPL Review, and they actually owned Anderson, would have played him against Nottingham Forest on Monday night. But alas, some of the co-hosts I work with, they don't use their brains, and they got sheeped into putting him on the bench, and they missed out on his big 7 points, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. Also, it just made me make Nottingham Forest a green fixture away from home. Because if you can't go to Fulham and beat them or score a goal, you're a green fixture. That's the easy. That's all we need to know there. Semenyo to Rice and Wilson to Mount. I don't mind Mount as a pick. Like, without Bruno, he's going to be playing. Unless he gets injured, he's going to be a great pick. Good evening. Hope you had a good Christmas. Would you do Semenyo to Cunha for a -4? Yep, I would. I'll wait until next. I'm not sure if Semenyo... Yeah, I don't know about Semenyo. I'm just glad I don't own him because I feel like he's a headache. If there's a deal ready to be done straight out the gate, I can't see a world where he starts. Like, why would you risk £65 million move falling through when he can leave for cheaper in the summer if a deal's already agreed? That makes no sense to me. So for that reason, he's not playing at home. It's not like he's having a send-off. I'd be shocked if he actually played. That's my gut feel on that one. Thoughts on Pigeon as a differential punt? Don't mind it at all, particularly with Palace up next. The only problem with him is he's got 4 yellow cards. Crystal Palace play good against Arsenal. Don't you think they can keep... Yeah, the thing is, I think they're going to be on a downer because obviously they lost on penalties. They played 100. Well, I didn't play 120 minutes. I played 90 minutes. Yeah, I just don't. I think they're running out of legs, man. They're running out of players. They're running out of legs, and I think it's all aboard the Crystal Palace train. Pick one scratch. Pick one scratch. Sniff or Anderson. What? I'd take one scratch. Mary Chriso, what should I do with Le Mans? Sell him. Straight out of the gate, just sell him. Start Potts over a defender? Probably not. I don't think I'd do that. I don't think I'd do that at all. Yeah. Team review. I don't do team reviews live on stream, especially when I'm not at home, because it's physically impossible for me to do so without my big computer here. Your best bet is just to write your team out in the chat, and I'll read it, and I'll tell you what I think. Sorry, bud. But yeah, I physically can't do it. I'm literally on a laptop. I can't be looking up people's teams on a laptop. Expected goals allowed. So, yeah. That means that they're the best defence in away games. But they're not, Ricky. Have you seen Newcastle's defence away from home the last 3 games? They've conceded 6 goals. I think they've conceded 8. They're not. They might. The start of the season, Newcastle's defence were elite. First 7 games, elite. Since game week 7, they've been rubbish. Unbelievably rubbish. If you remove the first 7 games, Newcastle are in the bottom 5 for XGC. Straight out the gate. I'll shut that one down right now. I know that because I've looked into the data, and they're rubbish. That's why I sold my Newcastle defender, because they're rubbish. Who do you think will score today? Cunha? I think Sheshko might score today. I also think Gordon's got a really good chance of getting a goal. I feel like Visser's going to score for Newcastle as well. I think Voltemata's going to be disappointing. What do you think about selling O'Reilly to get Cherky? Nah, don't like that at all. Yeah, just write your team out, mate. Honestly, write your team out. I'm not going to sit there and look your team up on stream when I can't do it. Crossing the 1,000-point mark this weekend. Yes, so am I. Fantastic. All right, buddy, just write your team out. But you've written so many comments, just write your team out. It's going to be quicker for you. Where's one of my moderators? Put him in a timeout. All right, where are we at? Hey, dude, benching Wilson and Chalobah, playing Roofs or O'Reilly. Yeah, I like that. Yep, that looks good. -8, lock it in, baby. Looks sexy. Anderson Hall against Wolves. Yeah, exactly. Yep, Sunderland and Forest. There we go. What did I say? 3 crap teams away from home. 3 crap teams away from home, and he hauled against all of them. Not a surprise. Against West Ham as well. Yeah, I don't think he's hauling against West Ham. Fulham have not kept the clean sheet away from home. That's why I was pretty confident that he'd be no good this week. But I mean, if you think he's going to come in, by all means play him. I'm telling you, Jared Bowen's scoring a brace this weekend. Don't you say not to play him? Yeah, I did, because I knew that Gary and Trig had him. Wanted to make some more points on it. I did. Evening all. It is too early for a beer before the game. Definitely not too early. Ariel said Semenyo will continue to play. Yeah, managers say some things and then they do other things. I'd never trust them 100%. If there's a deal ready to be done on January the 1st, he's not playing. If there's no deal ready to be done on January the 1st, he probably plays. Gibbs White to Verts, Rogers, Gordon for a -4 would help me avoid. Yeah, like it. Yeah, I'll do that. Ariel said Semenyo will keep playing. Yeah, I know that he said this. Managers say things all the time. It doesn't always end up being the case. Why aren't you starting Wilson over Rice? Because Rice is probably going to dominate and Wilson's probably going to be benched. And I just don't think Wilson has that much potential against West Ham. Any bets in it? Yeah, look at my score predictions. West Ham are winning 3-1. That's why I'm betting on Bowen and I'm not betting on Wilson. Dear, I see you have Verts. I'm thinking Minte to Verts. Yeah, I don't mind that. It's a good move. Minte's not scoring this week. So he probably does now. I said that. Start cash Wilson or Minte. In your case, it's probably Wilson. Would you pick Potts or Miley as 4 million? Yes, I would. I'd probably go Miley. Hey mate, watching from nice. Africa was saving Bruno for triple. I know. I actually said Bruno triple captain game week 19 looked incredible. It's really annoying it got shut down. I have 2 chips to use this game week and the next. Who should I captain from? Foden, Haaland, DCL, and Thiago. This week, I'd probably captain Haaland in your case. What's your other chip that you've got as well? You said you got 2 chips left. What's your other one? If it's bench boost, I'd probably play a bench boost this week and triple captain next week. There's a few news. If you have EKITIKE, I'd be tempted to triple captain him, to be honest. Bruno to Rice and Thiago to EKITIKE. Yep, don't mind that at all. Yeah, don't mind that at all. I think next week you can probably move out Saka for Cunha next week. I think that's what I'd do in your case. But I'd do those 2 moves this week, Cunha next week for Saka, free up a bit of money, spend that somewhere else as well. Would you sell any of these players for a -4? Gibbs, White, Richards, Vicario? Yes, I'd sell probably all 3. So, yeah, I'd definitely lock in a -4 for that. Newcastle 7th best for XGA since game week 8. 5th worst away from home since then. Exactly. So that answers the question. They're rubbish away from home. Play Petrovic or Dubravka? Oh, that's a tough one. I don't think it matters. They're both blanking. Frimpong and Cherky over Nunez and Verts. I feel like I prefer Nunez and Verts for some reason. Not sure why, but I feel like I prefer that combo. Out of Rice, Foden and Bowen, who would you bench? Rice. Rude. Will you start Miley or Anderson from Forest this week? I'd start Anderson. He's guaranteed to get the DC this week. Hey mate, Bruno to Verts or Cunha? There's more upside with Verts for some reason. What would you do? If I had to make that move, this week it'd be Verts. Next week it would be Cunha. If you took out this week, I'd say Cunha. That's my gut feel on that one. I get a bench boost to my bench this week as Chalobah, Bruno, and save the bench boost next week. Triple captain this week. Just do the Haaland or Foden. Let's flip a card. Haaland, Foden. Apparently we're going Foden. The card records you should go Foden. I would go Haaland triple captain this week and hope for the best. And fairness, Foden might actually bang against Nottingham Forest. I'd definitely save your bench boost for next week. Your team looks so much better on paper next week. So I would do that. -12 already in Bowen captain. If Haaland scores, I'm cooked. Fair. With your confidence on a West Ham win, which West Ham mid would you suggest? It's probably Paqueta. I also think Potts is good. I also think is it Mateus Fernandes or Manuel Fernandes? Whatever the Fernandes bloke is, he's really good value as well. And he's dirt cheap. And I quite like him too. As a punt. So no choice but to use triple captain. Yeah. Haaland or Foden, mate. Haaland or Foden all day long. Gordon over Cunha. If Cunha performs, he's in for next week against Leeds. Yeah, fair. Sanchez or Roos for the long term. That's a real toss-up. I think both are really good long term. Sanchez is better longer term. Roofs is better shorter term. I've got Sanchez, so I'm going to say Sanchez. Bruno Fernandes to Cunha and Gui to Bowen. I prefer Bruno F to Cunha and Gui to Bowen. All day long, Cole. What's more secure this weekend? Everton or Arsenal CS? Everton. Could you show a wildcard draft, mate? If I was wildcarding, the only difference I'd have from the team I've currently got on screen is Vandenberg would not be there and Frimpong would be in the team. That's it. That's the only difference to my team I would make if I was on wildcard right now. Straight out the gate, that's the team I'd go with. I think Chalobah and Sanchez are two assets I want long term. Wilson, you could make a case so you could move him on as well. But Vandenberg would be Frimpong. I'd have triple Liverpool. I'd probably get, to be honest with you, Wilson would probably be Mount. Something like that, I think. Wilson would be Mount and Vandenberg would be Frimpong. And that would be a wild card draft. So whoever was asking that, that's what I'd be doing. I feel like my team is very close to what I would take on a wild card at the moment. Who scores more in the next 5 game weeks? Wirtz or Cunha? Probably Cunha. Foden it is. Thanks. No problem at all. I'm 0.1 off Wilson to Foden. No, sorry, Wilson to Gordon. Thinking Rice instead will have Saka and Timber as well. Rice will... Yeah, Rice is great. I love having Rice. I've got no intention of ever getting rid of him. Don't forget to give the stream a like. Yes, thank you very much, Colin. Please do smash the like button. Are you thinking to sell Wilson next game week? Who for? Yeah, Gordon. I've got 2 million in the bank. So I can buy Gordon next week. And I could also move Vandenberg to Dalot if I so desire. I have weighed up a Dalot transfer next week. Just for a little bit of added spice. Yes, Dina. Hope you're good. I am good. Martinez, Keane, Timber, Gahey, Rogers, Rice, Neto, Foden, EKITIKE, Captain, Thiago, HAALAND, got Dubravka, Stack, Cash, and Truffle on the bench. That's a pretty damn good team. Don't mind it at all. Nice and differential as well. Lots of upside. What went on with a Bruno price drop last night was only... I think I know what happened. I think I can talk to that. I don't know how FPL towers do their alterations. I'm sure they do manual interventions, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did. However, on Bruno Fernandes... I think it's because he rose this week. So Bruno Fernandes rose to 9.4 million post the game week 17 deadline. So he rose post the deadline, which is why it took an extortionate number of transfers for him to drop from 9.4 to 9.3, and why it's taken barely any for him to drop from 9.3 to 9.2. That is just me trying to work it out. That's all I can come up with. I don't know if I'm right, but you never know. I don't trust the price change system at all. It's absolute nonsense. Fortune favours the brave. Yes, it does. You captaining EKITIKE, then D in it. I love it. Yep. Virgil in if he doesn't perform. Gabriel when he's back. Like it. Cherky, Foden, Haaland, a deadly combo. Don't you reckon they assist provide? Yeah, I do. I just feel like it's a bit of a no-brainer having a City defender at the moment as well because they're racking up points for fun as well. And they're racking up more points in general than Cherky. Reckon it's worth a hit to get one for Rice for the long term? Yep. I do. He could even return this week, depending on who you're selling. Considering bringing Dubravka in for Martinez, though. Funnily enough, I think Dubravka is more reliable than Martinez this week. Yeah, that's fair. You don't mind that? I do feel like Chelsea score more goals than Everton. I would suggest. Selling Gibbs, White, Richards, and Vicario would mean a -12. Would you? Well, I've done a -12, so yeah, of course I'd do it. You're asking someone that's on a -12. The stream's literally called. Oh no, I didn't put a -12 on there. At the beginning of the stream, I had a thing saying, deadline stream, game week 18, -12, starting soon. I'm on a -12, baby. I'm gonna make it look like candy. Should I hit a -4 for Mason Mount? I already hit a -4 for Keane. Probably not for Mount. Sorry, Chris. Start Lewis Hall or Gahey? I'd start Lewis Hall. Wild card. Here we go. Pickford, Frimpong, Timber, Virgil, Jerky, Rice, Gordon, Foden, Bowen, EKITIKE, Haaland. Bench for Brugget, Alderete, Rodon, Miley. Looks pretty good to me. Take a -4 to bring in Rice for Fernandez or play Minte against Arsenal. I don't feel like that's a high upside move for a -4. Rice would need to get at least 6 points in order to cover it over Minte, who I expect Minte to get 2 points against Arsenal. I mean, yeah, it's possible. I mean, Rice could easily get DC, clean sheet. He's got 6 points. Yeah, I'd probably do it. Loving the shirt. Thank you very much. I've got to wear buttoned up shirts. If anyone's wondering why the singlets are gone, I can't put a shirt over my head yet, which is why all these buttoned shirts have come out of the woodwork, and I've tried to impress with my new look. Would you do Gui, Fernandez, Semenyo for EKITIKE? Oh, I've just missed something there. Sorry. EGP 50. What? I'm not sure what that means. Maybe you can help me. Team review, man. I don't do team reviews. Just write your team out like everyone else, please. I'm not asking for much. I mean, by the time you finish writing out all these comments, it would have been quicker just to copy and paste your team in for me. Would you do Gui, Fernandez, Semenyo for EKITIKE, Rice, and Lafay, but have 0.0 money in the bank? Or do Thiago, Semenyo, Fernandez for EKITIKE, Cunha, and Lafay, but have 1.7 million in the bank? I'd do the Gui one and have 0 in the bank, man. I'm not going to lie. I just think Gui's a problem. Big green arrow, big red arrow for me this game week. Oh, yeah, exactly, Andrew. I'm the same. It's either going to be big red or it's going to be big green. I'm going to cover the hit. I'm not going to cover the hit. It'd be Forrest Anderson to Rice. Hope you had a good Christmas as well, mate. Yeah, I don't mind that. In fairness, I think I'd hold the Rice. I think I'd hold Anderson for this week. I feel like he's got a pretty high upside. I think he'll probably get at least 4 points. I hope you had a good Christmas as well. My national team is playing in AFCON tonight. Same time as United. Guess what I'm watching? You're going to watch Man United. Because that's what I'd do. If England were playing and Man United were playing, I'm watching Man United all day long. One free transfer of loads of money. Wilson is starting for me. Should I bring someone in for him? If you've got loads of money, yeah, I'd bring someone in. Yeah. Any of my midfielders, get one of them. Took a -8 for EKITIKE, Cunha, Keane, and sold Thiago, Bruno. I like it. Keane over Virgil if I have Frimpong. Yes. If you've got Frimpong, I would take Keane over Virgil, yes. Best Vicario and Richards replacements, any price. Any price. Frimpong this week for Richards, if you've got every price. For Vicario, this week I feel like it's Roofs. Or Pickford. Yeah, Pickford and Frimpong. I reckon that's what I go with this week. Oh, mate. Yeah, just write it out, please, for the love of money. Do me a favor, just write it out for me, please. I'm happy to answer. I'm happy to look at your team, but I'm on a laptop, mate. If I look up your team, it's going to wreck the entire outlook of the stream, so I can't do it. Name the D in its most hated starting 11. I assume Virgil van Dijk start. Most hated 11. Bart Simpson in goal, because every time I own him and I play him, he never does anything for me. Yeah, Anderson, Virgil, centre-backs. Who would be the third defender I dislike the most? Dallo. That's the back three. Midfield. Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai, Enzo. Reinders. and Gravenberch. That'd be the midfield four this year. 2 Liverpool players in there. And up front, it would be João Pedro, Gyökeres, and I need a third one to make it a 3-4-3. And Raul Jimenez. There we go. How good's that for a 3-4-3 least liked? The expected goals conceded stat is... I agree with Peter. It is rubbish. XGC is just a pile of crap. Like, I actually look at those numbers every week, and I try and talk to them. There's no talking to them. Teams concede 3 goals off like 0.6 XGC, and you're like, well... But when I'm watching the game, I'm like going... I've watched games where the XGC racked up or whatever, expected goals conceded is only like 1.2 or whatever, but yet a team has battered the other one. Like that stat is probably the worst one in football. It doesn't give you any inclination as to how well a team has played. Like sometimes you can rack up like almost 1 XGC just based off. Yeah, I don't like, of all the stats in football, that is the one I least like. To be fair to Gianni, he also tells people to sign up to his sponsor service to get around UK laws. I've got nothing to say about people that do that. Other than the fact that maybe look at what you get paid to do and just be a responsible individual. Yeah. Wolves are a rubbish defence. I will not have that. Gianni's full of nonsense. If he's saying that they are a good defence, he needs to actually go and watch a game of football that has Wolves playing in it. They are not good. They are rubbish. Man United went to Man United went there and scored 4 goals. Gianni's talking out his ass again, as usual. That's affiliates for you. What do you think of this team? I didn't read the rest of that question. I would have given a better answer. Now I have given a better answer. I have 2 million and 1 free transfer. 2 million and 1 free transfer. Sanchez, Dubravka, Timber, Gahey, Keane, João, Alderete, Saka, Foden, Cunha, Bruno G, Wilson, Haaland, EKITIKE, Gooey. All right, well, your main issue is that you've got Gooey, and you can't get to anyone good with that money in your bank. So he's going to have to stay as a dead spot. You're probably going to play Sanchez, Timber, Keane, and Alderete. That's who I'd be playing this week. I'd bench Gahey and João. I'd start Saka, Foden, Cunha, Bruno G, Wilson, Haaland, and EKITIKE. I don't think you actually need to make a transfer this week. All right, here we go. Yes, well done, mate. You've put it in the chat. I can look at it now. All right, for Bruggen, Dubravka, Timber, Senesi, Collins, Richards, Anderson. Mate, you must have copied a review draft or one of the cartel teams. That has got to be one of the most boring teams I've ever read out. I'm sorry, I don't mean to hate, but that is a boring team. Saka, Rice, Wilson, Foden, Anderson, Haaland, Xerxes. Well, I mean, your forward line's a lot more interesting. I know you're going to get mad for Anderson, but I don't have any free transfers. How did you end up with that team and no free transfers? Oh, dear. Take a -12. Take a -12 and fix it. Get rid of Xerxes. He's rubbish. I don't even know how much he is, but he's rubbish. I don't know how much money you got in the bank, but you need to sell Anderson. Take your pick which one. Just sell one of them. Yeah, do a -8. Get rid of Xerxes. Get rid of Anderson. Get rid of the Fulham Anderson because your defense needs an upgrade this week because you don't want to be playing a lot of those players. Richards is not going to be playing. Actually, you probably need to sell Richards this week. Man, your team needs a wild card so bad. Hold out for 2 weeks and smash the wildcard button. Sorry, I know that's not the kind of review you wanted, but I just read that team out and I was like, that wouldn't be something. I'd be surprised if that was Gary's team. If Gary had sent me that team, I'm like, you idiot. Sorry, I don't mean to butcher people's teams, but I'm sorry. I really am. I'm sorry. It's Christmas. I'm meant to be giving. I'll rate that team. I'll be generous. I'll be generous in my ratings. Remove Anderson's. Remove Xerxes. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. With those 3 players in there, I'm not even going to tell you what score I'm giving it. Merry Christmas, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed EKITIKE Captain all the way. Yes. Chasing rank tips. Don't follow the masses. Be differential. Back in who you think's actually going to bang. And target Wolves and target Burnley as the fixtures to attack. That is the key recipe to success. Would you risk EKITIKE Captain at 170k rank? 100%. Yes, I would. I'd rank him if I was number 1 in the world, let alone number 10 million. I think he's probably the best captain this week. He's got Wolves at home. Screams points to me. My pleasure. Maybe I should go, no, don't quit FPL, mate. I didn't mean to be that harsh. I swear I didn't mean to be that harsh. I mean, I just saw Anderson on the field and people know that I've just got, it's like a little trigger for me. I see Anderson's name and I get a bit excited. Colm can tell you I get excited when I see that name on screen. I'm like, oh, this guy. That team tells me you watch the cartel. Exactly what I was thinking. You should get Mudrick. Yep. Hey, did it. Trailing in my mini league and going for a differential free hit like it. Donnarumma, Virgil, Keane, Mateus Nunes, Rogers, Verts, Palmer captain, nice. Cunha, Haaland, EKITIKE, DCL. Oh, the DCL unit, baby. Yeah, get amongst that. I'm all down. I'm all here for that. I do think this is the week where DCL's hot streak ends. I would like a Bowen punt there instead myself, but I quite like the draft outside of that. And a nice, very spicy captaincy shout as well. And I do think Palmer plays close to 90 minutes this week, so I don't mind that. On a -4 this week, go all in. Semenyo and Hincapié to Verts and Keane for a -12. Mate, why not? Free hitting in Game Week 19, so no transfers next week. And will probably be priced out. Feels like, yeah, see, yeah, I don't mind it. That's the thinking I had last week. That's why I free hitted last week. Because I knew that these players that I was going to be buying would all be rising. Cunha, Verts, EKITIKE, Bowen, all risen in price this week. All probably going to rise in price again tonight. So that's why I free hit it in Game Week 17 rather than this week or next week. Because I actually want to own these players rather than just free hit them in. I don't mind it, and I'd go all in. Would you risk playing triple Everton defense? Yes, 100% I would. Or would you... And the free hit draft I put on the late mail today, if anyone watched that, it's got Tarkowski, Keane, and Pickford. Triple Everton defense with Frimpong. That's the back 4 this week. If I was on free hit, those are the 4 defenders I'd go with. I wouldn't even... I had double Sunderland defense on the bench. And yes, you can make an argument that Sunderland defense might be better than Everton's defense, but look at the teams they're playing. Sunderland are playing Leeds. Everton are playing Burnley. And I know Burnley have been jamming a clean sheet wipeout in the 90th minute for what feels like every week. But at some week, it's going to stop. And Everton are pretty good defensively. Away from home anyway. I know. I didn't mean to roast him, but I was just trying to be honest. And, I mean, what do you expect? When you write Anderson in my stream, you're never going to get any love. Not towards that team anyway, because no one should ever own Anderson. He's worth a -4 any given week. I stand by that. I stand by it. Sorry, Colm, I stand by it. -4 for Anderson any single week. And Dye got a subs bench spot in your worst FPL team. I forgot about him. He's in the starting 11. He's in the starting 11 and Dye. And you can remove... Who did I have in there? I had Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, the other Anderson. I don't know. Someone, his first player on the midfield is Ndiaye. Oh, don't get me started on him. Telling his viewers to reevaluate their lives 2 units. I never said reevaluate your life. I just said reevaluate your team. Very big difference. Very big difference. Buy Verts or Gordon for a -4. Depends on who it's for. But yeah, I don't mind it. I did that. Start Fofana over Gahey. Yes, I would. If Wilson is out, then Raul was worthless probably. I mean, they've got Robinson. Robinson's been really good with assists of late, so he could actually be a pretty good shout. Didn't rip the piss out of my starting 11. Dubravka, Mukiele, Hincapi. Well, Hincapi's not playing, I don't think, based off what Arteta said. I could be wrong, but Timber, Foden, Gordon, Semenyo, Wilson, Thiago, Haaland, EKITIKE, bench. I'd play Sanchez over Dubravka. Oh, and mate, why is Anderson on your bench? Why is he on your bench? I know he's on your starting 11, but why is he there? Why? Oh, dear. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. But you probably need to get... In fairness, you probably need to get rid of Hincapi. Actually, you could probably start Lacroix instead of Hincapi. I don't know. I feel like Hincapi's not going to play. And I'd definitely play Sanchez over Dubravka. That's just my gut feel. Start Potts or Wilson. I'd probably start Potts. He's probably going to start. Hey, mate. Start Lacroix, Anderson, or Rodon. I have Bowen against Fulham. Oh, well, just sell Anderson. Read above, sell Anderson. So don't play him. Don't play. If you've got Bowen, you're 100% not playing Anderson. You'd be stupid to do that. So I'd start Lacroix. Yeah, I'd start Lacroix. What do you think is Man United's pen taker? It's got to be Cunha or Šeško. I'd imagine it's probably Cunha at the moment while Bruno's out and there's no Mbumo. I feel like if Mbumo was here, it'd probably be Mbumo, but that's just my gut feel. Saka, Semenyo, Wilson, Raul to Gordon, Rice, Mount, EKITIKE for a -12. Hell yeah, I'd do it. I feel like Wilson and Raul are going to do nothing this week, so you're going to make some points back there straight out the gate because I reckon that EKITIKE is going to bang. And then I just feel like I sold Saka myself, so I can't sit there and disagree with that, so I don't mind it. Play 2 of Mount, Semenyo, and Thiago. I'd play Mount, and I'd probably start Semenyo because if he's going to play, he's going to start. And then you get Thiago off the bench and put him first bench. Wild card next game week. Yeah, nice. Nice. You'll be good then. That'll be all right. Yeah, just meander through. Hold them, play Lacroix, and you'll be sweet. Yeah, over Mukiele. No. Mukiele's keeping a clean sheet. Mukiele's getting a huge haul this week. That's why I'm playing him. Otherwise, I'd be playing Chalobah. Yeah, I think Mukiele's... But Mukiele, let's have a look at him. All right? Where are we at? So the last 2 weeks, he's got 14 points, kept a clean sheet against Newcastle home, kept a clean sheet against Brighton away, obviously lost against Man City. Against Liverpool, that was 1-1. Bournemouth, that was a wild game. He did no good in that game. But outside of that, he's been pretty good value, man. Since I got the 17-pointer, I played him in that Fulham game, I think in game week 12. I haven't played him since because he's cheap. But I'm playing him because I legitimately believe he's going to get at least 6 points this week. I don't think Leeds score at Sunderland. That's my gut feel. That's why I haven't sold Mukiele for Frimpong. Because I have the money to do it, or Frimpong for Van den Berg. I just don't see the upside. I don't think he's going to score enough points to make Mukiele a transfer out. Yeah, exactly. Keeping Mukiele is a great route to points at home all day long. Chasing rank, how many differentials would you have in your team? As many as you can. Like, look at my team. They're, outside of Haaland and Foden, and now EKITIKE, I suppose, most of the team's actually pretty differential. Sanchez owned by 14%, Tarkowski 8%, O'Reilly 11%, Mukiele 7%, Cunha 8%. Verts 10%. Foden's a big one, 41% now. Rice is up to 26. EKITIKE is going to be 35 probably by the end of this. Bowen's 7%. HAALAND 74%. He's the only player that I've got that you could say is probably not a differential at all. So Chalobah's up to 19 now. That's mad. Wilson up to 18. Like if you've got players that are under 20% owned, it's a pretty good team. So I've really only got 2 players that are not differentials really. Well, 3. EKITIKE, Foden, and HAALAND. And I'm just backing in my judgment to rack in the points, which has been going pretty well of late. Where are we at? Leeds are free scoring against the best teams at the moment. Palace can keep Spurs out easily for 90 minutes. You aren't benching double Arsenal defence. I'm still playing Mukiele. Sunderland defend very well at home. Go and have a look at their scores at home. Other than that Bournemouth game, which was a bit of an aberration, they have not been conceding many goals at home, if any. And they just beat Newcastle at home in the derby, 1-0. I think it's low scoring. I don't think Leeds are going to be free-flowing, going there and scoring lots of goals. Same guy called Praz reckons Haaland's the best captain this week. Yeah. He might be the best captain. I mean, of course they're going to say that, man. Solio Analytics has Haaland top of the captaincy poll. So, of course, he's going to say that. Otherwise, he's getting paid by Solio. So, why would he not recommend that Haaland's the best captain when his projection model that he's literally backing is saying Haaland's the best captain? I know that because Trig and all them are all into Solio. I don't get it. I don't get it. Palace are cream crackered. Now need players in January. Yeah, they are legit. They're a bit like that. I agree. I'm between rolling and taking a -12. Yeah, that was me. I ended up going the -12 route. It seemed more fun. I hope the Leeds game is 0-0. I'm starting a Leeds defense. To be honest with you, I wouldn't be complaining if it's 0-0. It's a happy days for me, I reckon. What's the move D unit? Raya Timber, Keane, Mukiele, Nunez, Foden, Rice, Semenyo, Bowen, EKITIKE, Haaland, subs, Szoboszlai, Van de Ven, Wilson. Not sure on Gordon or Cunha to bring in with 1 free transfer. What did the card do before? What did it say? Cunha or Gordon on the late mail? I can't remember. Let's ask it now. Cunha, Gordon. Because I feel like this is such an... Cunha. I feel like that's a really 50-50 call. Next week, I'd say Cunha all day long. But this week, I feel like it's a very 50-50 call. What's Solio? I'm not even going to tell you what it is because it's not where it will... I'm not about that. I've not even checked it out myself. So all I can tell you is it's a program that you pay money for, and I'm not advertising it because I don't believe in advertising stuff you have to pay for. We're a free channel here. I don't ask anyone to pay me money. I'm not going to sit there and do that either. With the way that you play FPL, do you go crazy at the end of the season with hits in captaincy, riskier the more the season passes? To be honest with you, last year I was in the top 10K by game week 22. Obviously, this year has not gone to plan compared to last year, and that's just because I started with a dud team. That's the whole reason why I'm at where I'm at. I had my initial read on the season was awful. I started with double Nottingham Forest defence, kept them for 6 weeks. I kept Watkins for 6 weeks. My starting team was a shambles. If it wasn't for my starting team, I would already be probably inside the top 100K. Because unfortunately, since game week 13, I've been hitting it out of the park. But before game week 13, I was just playing catch up, trying to sort out this team. My read on the games was poor. I was just miles off it this year. And then since game week 13, I've gone from 6.6 million which I think I was in game week 12, up to 1.7. So I'm coming. It took me a while to get going this year. But I'm not going to stop. I'm playing high risk, high reward. Thankfully, almost every single week, the last 6 weeks has been high risk and high reward. Inevitably, I'll run out of luck and I'll get it could be this week. The -12 might come back to bite me in the ass, but last year I was inside the top 1,000 teams in the world in game week 31. Game week 31 last year, I was in the top 1,000 teams and I went for the jugular. I went for the win. I didn't die wondering. I went with a differential strategy. Unfortunately, my differential strategy blew up in my face. I didn't go free hit game week 34. And that probably is what cost me the top 1,000 and ended up finishing 4,881. But I didn't die wondering. I went for the win. I got to the point where I was like, oh, I could actually win FPL. I'm 100 points off the top spot. I'm going to play to win. And alas, I'm not winning this year. I'll come out straight out now and say I'm not winning this year. But my aim is to hunt down the rest of the pubcast crew, and I reckon I can do that. I still reckon the top 10K is not completely out of reach. I do need to have a pretty genius end of the season, but I know that I can make points very quickly. I've done that over the last 6 weeks, so there's no reason to think I can't, with another good 6 weeks, really get back in there. If you went fully bold, you would look like Vin Diesel. I like that. That's what Luke said as well, Roberto Carlos. So yeah, I go mad. I would rather sit there and die wondering and just have fun with it. I'm not someone that gets down as well. Like you've seen me when I've had crap weeks. I still roll up. I've still got a smile on my face. FPL doesn't affect me like it affects a lot of people. And unlike the cartel where they're worried about their rank history, I couldn't give a crap about my rank history. As far as I'm concerned, my comment to every single one of them is, have you won FPL? And the answer from all of them will be no. And I'll call me old school, whatever you want. Maybe I'm born a little bit older than, maybe it's because I'm a little bit older than they are. When I grew up, the first loser was second place. Now, if I'm not winning FPL, as far as I'm concerned, I've lost. So if you're just happy about having a top 5,000 rank or a top 1,000, yes, it looks good on a piece of paper. Do you get an award for it? No. Do you get an award for winning? Yes. So as far as I'm concerned, if you haven't won, I couldn't give a crap whether you finished number 2 or you finished number 10 million. To me, it all makes the same sense. You didn't win. Unlucky. Try again the next year, which is exactly what I'll be doing. Solio pay to win and you don't even win. Exactly. Exactly what that guy said. Best description of Solio. Sorry to Trout. I actually think Trout's a really good character as well. Just don't like your program. Start Thiago or Voltamata? I'd start Voltamata. Alderete or Keane? That's a tough one. I would start Keane. It's funny. You're probably hoping for a HAALAND blank if you captain EKITIKE. I am. Is having both Saka and Rice a good move? I had them both. I just don't think Saka's worth the money. Wilson and Semenyo out for... If Saka was on penalties all the time, he's worth it. He's not though, so he's not worth it. Wilson and Semenyo out for Mount, Gordon or Verts. Which one's better? I'd probably go Mount and Gordon, if I'm being honest. This week, I'd say Verts, but I'd say Gordon longer term. What is the pubcast team? Just look up FPL review, what that team looks like this week. I think you can get the free version. It spits out a team. That's Gary's team. Saving free hit for game week 38. That's what I did last year. I only made about 7 points off it. If I played it in 34, I would have finished in the top 1,000. I would have won FPL, but I would have finished probably in the top 1K. But I wanted to win, and I thought I could beat the free hit template. Unfortunately, that free hit template was impossible to beat. They had the Saar penalty save, the 8 Nori double figure haul. They had the Sessignon goal. It was just one of them weeks where all the players that people were picking on free hit, they all banged, and it was just an unlucky swing. But sometimes it can go that way. But I risked it for the biscuit. I didn't get the biscuit. Is Frimpong going to start against Leeds? That's a very good question. I would say probably not. He probably starts against Wolves, probably gets benched against Leeds. That would be my guess. Who is Luke? That's Chill 229 when he's in here. But I don't think he's here. He must be at a Boxing Day event. Love the way you played the game, aggressive with the hits. Great upside. Cheers. My friend. Anytime, buddy. A guy in my mini league was 155 points in the lead early January. Didn't have a clue and finished 4th end of the season. Exactly. FPL is literally, I've been saying it. I've never said anything otherwise. It is literally a game of luck. You need, and it was interesting, of all of Andrew's interviews, Trout nailed it on the head. He literally said you have to, in order to win FPL, you have to be exceptionally lucky for 38 weeks. And that's 100% true. Last year, I felt like I was very lucky for about 33 out of 38 weeks, and I got unlucky on 5, and the 5 is what cost me winning. But you need to be exceptionally lucky. If you're not exceptionally lucky, it's impossible to win. If you haven't won, just have fun. Exactly. And like for me, I'm not in any cash leagues, right? Like my league, I send a shirt. I haven't got the shirt here because I can't wear it. So, and I'm not at home. But yeah, for me, I like to have fun. I like to think that I've created a community where it's okay to take the piss out of each other when it goes wrong, and also to have fun at the same time. And I feel like we do a pretty good job of that most of the time. Gordon or Wirtz? As I said, I'd go Wirtz this week. If it wasn't this week, I'd say Gordon. I agree you should go for the win, but Triggs finished 35th. Yeah, see, Triggs' 35th place finish, unbelievably good. He's actually got 3 top 100 finishes, but they were back when the game was played differently. And there wasn't like YouTube and all this other stuff didn't exist. There wasn't like, I don't think Trig finishes in the top 100 again. He won't want to hear that. But as soon as you start using a model, your chances of winning FPL drastically drop. I don't care what anyone tells me. I think that they impede your chance to win. And anyone that uses a model is probably going to find that. I know that someone said models won it once. Did they actually? I'm not so sure that they did. I reckon whoever won it just got paid by the model to say that they've used the model in order to get traction and get people to pay money. That's my personal belief. That's just me. When Erling took a -4 to fund the swap out Thiago for EKITIKE captain, nice. Have taken another -4 to swap Bruno to Cunha, don't mind that as well. And considering a -4 to punt on Gordon too. Oh, mate, I've done very similar moves. My -12 is literally based off what you've just described. So I don't mind it at all. We've told FPL is a game of skill. However, it's bad luck when they're playing. Yeah, it's no skill. There is no skill in FPL except actually, I'll take that back. There is some skill. Pick players that are playing. If you're not picking players that are playing, that's a skill issue. Outside of that, it's all luck. It's all complete luck. Like people last week would have Bruno Fernandes expecting a return against Aston Villa. The dude literally is a 90-minute playing machine, and he gets injured in the first half, does his hamstring, is going to be missing, and everyone has to sell him. Don't tell me that's a skill issue. That is just luck and bad luck. That's essentially all it is. End of. Game is much harder now. If you're a safe player, best chance 5K. Yeah, I agree with what Andrew said. I'm free hitting. What do you think of a 4-3-3? Like it? Palmer, Foden, Wirtz, Thiago, EKITIKE, HAALAND. Looks sexy. Oh, thank you very much for the super chat, my friend. Legend. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Angry, middle-aged. I'm assuming that's white girl. I'm not sure. But either way, I love it. If that's your name, and I've just abbreviated it, that's brilliant. Thank you very much. Absolute champ. Happy Christmas to you. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Hopefully Boxing Day is treating you well. Hopefully you're ready for some football as well. It's a game of good decision-making. The same high-level people keep finishing the play stop years. Luck plays a factor in winning FPL, but not in placing highly. Yeah, this is the problem. Do you want to just finish in the top 5K? I implore anyone that sits there, a really interesting topic. If you believe that, go and watch. I think it was on Focal's channel. He had a walking video with Focal, Raptor, and Harry. And Harry basically said he doesn't want to win FPL. He just wants a nice rank every year. Like, come on, mate. Why are you playing the game? I do not want to play a game I've got no intention of winning. He basically was offered, when you have good rank history, I'll finish 10 million every other year and win it once. And he didn't pick winning it. Like, why are you playing a game if you don't want to win it? Like, he won't win it as well. He's too safe a manager to win FPL. He will not take the risk required in order to win FPL. So, like, if you want to have a good rank, I don't know what I consider a good rank. I've finished top 5K last year. Do I consider it a good rank? No, I didn't win. That was actually my most stressful season, because I was like sitting there thinking for a lot of it, I could have actually won. If I'd had a few calls go my way or whatever, I could have been right up there in the mixer at the end of the season. That was a stressful year. I didn't enjoy FPL last year. This year I'm enjoying it way much more. And it's because I'm just having more fun with it. I need Haaland to get injured now. Mate, if Haaland got injured, not going to lie, it would make the game so much more interesting. It would make it so much more interesting. I'd actually be able to climb ranks so much quicker if that man got injured. Gordon or Wirtz? I feel like Gordon is the better play longer term. Last chance saloon for Thiago this week. Yeah, that's fair enough. Wilson Acuna for a hit. Yep, I'd do it. That's a lower attitude from Harry. It is. It literally is. I was sitting there, I was like going, at the start of every season, I've managed a football team in about 8 of the 39 years I've been alive, I reckon, give or take. And the first thing I say at pre-season, at the very beginning of the season, before we've even kicked the bloody football, I basically say, I'm here to win. I'm not here to finish second. I'm not managing this team to finish third, to make the finals. I'm here to win it. And if I don't think we're winning it, I'm not coaching. That is my attitude. FYI, I've never not won the championship with a junior team. I've always won. So I don't know if it's just the ability to instill that belief or if I've just been exceptionally lucky. But either way, I've always played to win, and that's exactly how I always play. Should I do Timber to Tarkowski for a -4? Probably not. Not this week anyway. Thiago goes next game week regardless. As I'm on wildcard, I'm going to take a risk and bring in Creepy. May start getting... Yeah, if Semenyo leaves, I think Creepy Jr. is actually a pretty good pick. Not going to lie. I would take a win once in a lifetime, then be last. Yeah, exactly. I would. If I had to finish last every single season and win it one year, sign me up. I'll do that in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even think about it. Like, I feel like people watch me because I'm different, not because I'm boring, not because I'm picking the same players as everyone else. No other content creator takes a -12 and this week, guaranteed no one else is even contemplating probably even taking a hit. That's because I'm wired differently. Going Gahey or Chalobah in a free hit. I'm still awake. Wow. Impressive. I had a sleep. I've woken up from my slumber. I'm wide awake now though. I would go. That's such a difficult. I feel like I'd go a different defender. Like, go an Everton defender if you're on a free hit, or a Liverpool defender. Like, there's got to be other options for you there, unless this is going to be someone for your bench. If it's for your bench, I'd go Chalobah. Don't wish that for my goat. Consistency is a key quality when judging FPL. A clueless person can fluke a season. They can't. I disagree with that statement entirely. I really do. I don't even know what you consider a good season, but I'd probably disagree with you. What you think is a good season, I'd say. Wouldn't wish injury on anyone, but Haaland is ruining the game. Yeah, that I think what FPL needs to do is they can't fix the Haaland problem with his price. Just remove captaincy and make it a chip, and you play it twice a season. Instead of triple captain, it's just a captain. And you just play it, and it's your top scoring player that week gets the points. That's what I would do. Get rid of captaincy. That would actually require skill then. You'd actually have to win FPL. And people say captaincy skill or whatever. Is picking the same person interesting? No. Again, it comes down to risk appetite. I prefer risk. Rogers or Semenyo? Rogers. If I won FPL, I'd never play it again. Yeah, I'd probably bow out as well, to be fair. No content creator has taken a hit at all. Yeah, I know, it's mad. Haaland or EKITIKE captain? I'm going EKITIKE just because I want to be different. Nightmare would, and in fact, yes, I know. Nightmare's the only one, but he won't do it anymore. He's been corrupted by Solio straight out the gate. If Nightmare takes another hit this year, I'll be legitimately shocked. He's been purely and utterly corrupted. Straight out the gate. But I wish he'd go back to being who he was, because he was like me, a true maverick on the scene. And I feel like this whole Solio debate has completely ruined him. I say that in the nicest, loving way possible. He knows I mean good by it. But I really feel like he's going to become a very generic manager now. The non-hit thing from the content guys is designed to make you feel inferior. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know why they're so anti it. And it's so funny because when they do take hits, their hits are normally rubbish. Like, they don't actually take intelligent hits, which is quite funny when they do. What's good, dude? What's good, Fundles? Good to see you. What you do? One, Sucker and Hincapi to Verts and Frimpong, or two, Semenyo and Hincapi to Verts and Fafana. I'd do the Verts and Frimpong. I just think there's much higher upside this week with those two moves. This week, no one taking a hit. Yeah, except me. -12, baby. Let's go. Hits are viable, but not on a regular basis. Even the last year's winner of FPL talked about it. He took a -12 for the whole season and said it's probably too much if you're targeting a win. Mate, the dude won. Mate, I finished above Harry. I finished above all of them last season, and I took -40 in hits. Taking hits is just a fallacy. People thinking that hits and taking hits is not going to equal winning is just full of crap. That's just rubbish. I beat Harry last year by giving him an extra 40 points and I still beat him. Like in rank. Like, that's just nonsense. There's no basis behind that at all. Literally no basis behind it. 2 weeks ago, I got 104 points taking a hit without a chip being used. That is just the biggest nonsense. It all depends on what your team looks like, whether a hit is worth it. Like, it's got nothing to do with anything else. It's just a matter of whether you've got the balls to do it. And if you don't have the balls to do it, I don't know why you're watching me. Bench one between Anderson, Fulham. Oh, Anderson. Didn't even need to read the rest. As soon as I see his name, just bench him. Yeah, Tavernier will score more points than him. What did second attempt place say about taking hits? Don't know. No idea. I just think I've got no issue with hits. I've taken hits already. This is like my 7th week taking a hit this year. I've got 6 green arrows in the other 6 weeks. If you don't like taking hits, don't take them. If you want to take them, by all means, take them. Make up your own mind. A good season for me is winning my mini league. Get fair? A good season for me is winning this league here. Oh, you can't see it on screen because it's off. I've got a Manchester chat bragging rights. There's 6 of us in there. If I win that league, I'm happy. And I've won it every single season of playing FPL, pretty much. No, actually, that's a lie. I didn't win it the first year. First year I lost. And then ever since then, I've won. And I've won it with a 1 million rank. I've won it with a 5K rank. I've won it with a 100K rank. But I've won it. And at the moment, I'm 5th. So I got a bit of work to do, but I'm within 100 points of the first spot, and I reckon I rake it in the second half of the season. Even with a minus 12 this week, I reckon I rake it in. Do you think it's a good time to sell Gahey Palace defense? Yes, I do. I think it's a bought sell. He was on one of my top sold players to sell this week, Mark Gahey. I still can't believe people are bringing him in. Unless they think he's leaving. I don't think he's leaving. Palace don't even have any players left. They can't be selling anyone until they buy some. Yeah, no, definitely not. I was like, the reason why I only have, I could talk to Footium because obviously I have been sponsored by Footium a couple of times and we will be sponsored by them again in the future. I play that game. So like, I'm not sponsoring something I don't actually do. Like I literally play Footium every single day. So like, yes, they're sponsoring me in the channel, but it's actually a collaboration because I play the game. I would not be doing anything that I don't agree with. And I would definitely not be promoting anything that I myself don't do. And that is something I don't do. And he's just an idiot. He's legitimately an idiot. How he's on TV is criminal. You can hit a kid. Apparently that's fine. You can try and get kids to do stuff that, I mean, the more you talk about it, the more I just think, how's he not been sacked? Because if I did that as a teacher, I would have been sacked. So I don't know how he hasn't been. Donovan said people who take hits also bend over in the shower, not my words. Well, he must know then, eh? What's the D&D unit? Stands for Destruction Unit, baby. Yeah. So D unit was standard because I used to be a massive fan of 50. Well, I still am a massive fan of 50 Cent in the G unit. And G stand for Guerrilla Unit. And I just thought, D unit. My first name's Darius. Let's turn the D into D unit and call ourselves a Destruction Unit. Some of my mates go. Well, my mate Zach, he's not in the chat, but he's in the group chat on WhatsApp. I went away with him to Bali, and he likes to call me the Demented Unit, which I thought was quite funny. My point is, one guy's experience doesn't. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, very good point. What is the difference between top 10 and the winner? Just luck in my opinion. Exactly. Is Everton defender for a hit worth? Currently playing Timber, O'Reilly, Virgil, and Chalobah with Anderson on the bench. Unless you want to take if you want to take Chalobah off your field, then yes, it's worth. But there's every chance Chalobah could get at least 4 points, so I don't know if that is worth. Start 2 from Alderete, Timber, Keane, Harry Wilson. Keane and Alderete for me. I got Mark Gahey at 4.5, so I have no plans to get rid. Okay, that's fair. I think his price is going to start dropping, though, because people are going to realise Palace are shot. Which Huel flavour is your current favourite, and which man trimmer are you promoting? Yeah, I know. I mean, do they even know what... I bet you they don't even use them. I bet you they don't even use them. Like 100%. And I was very picky. Like I've had like a few other companies, like I think iWin have like tried to get in, but I'm not into promoting gambling. So like for me, I was like, sorry, thanks, but no. Yeah, I'm very picky. I've had like 10 different companies try and approach me, and I've only said yes to Footium because I actually like the game and I play it. So that's an easy one for me. But yeah, I will not be promoting anything that I don't actually agree with myself or that I don't use. Because I can't, being a teacher, for me, it's impossible for me to teach or promote anything that I don't believe in. So that's all I'll say. And I definitely won't be promoting any shaving products anytime soon. I can tell you that much. Where are we at? I thought it was differentials unit. Oh, well, it might as well be. D for differential. Yeah, I don't mind the differential, that's for sure. How much longer we got on this? How much longer we got to the deadline? 30 minutes. 30 minutes to the deadline, folks. Yeah, mad. That's flown by. I didn't realize we've been going for an hour and a half. That's crazy. I'm starting to get it cold now. The thing is, mum's aircon in here is super. This aircon, where it's situated, is right on me. Whereas at home, the aircon in the room is in my studio room is not on me, so I get hotter in that room. In here, I'm getting freezing. I almost need a jumper, but I can't put a jumper on, so I'm gonna have to adjust this. All right, hopefully that's a bit better. I've turned the temperature up a bit. I'm new around here, and it's a real eye-opener seeing who's involved in the FPL sphere. Yeah, it's yeah, to be honest with you, the only reason why I created a channel was because I bought a brand new computer at home, right? Like I bought a $10,000 computer at home. And originally I was going to create a gaming channel, right? Because I'm a mad gamer as well. Like I used to be the world's #1 Age of Empires 3 player back when it came out when I was 19 years old, which was 20 years ago now, which is scary. But unfortunately, esports wasn't a thing then. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be doing this. Because if esports was a thing back when Age of Empires 3 launched, I would be retired right now. I would be retired. I was that good at that game. But I've literally played lots of video games. Back when Red Dead Redemption came out and Zombies came out, I had the top score on the leaderboards worldwide for like 3 months in that game. So I'm very much a gamer. I don't look like a gamer, but I'm a very big gamer. But I got into this because originally I was going to make that, and I love unboxing videos. Actually, I'll show you some cool stuff. Hold on, bear with me one sec. This is cool. So I'm at Mum's place right now. I used to live here. So some of my really cool gaming collectibles are on screen now. If anyone knows what game this is from the original Titanfall on the Xbox 360. And look at that. It's got a little Assassin's Creed statue right there as well. Oh no, that's a little Batman. I don't know. No, that's a Batman one. And yeah, I used to make unboxing videos. And I was originally going to create a gaming channel so I could put up all my old unboxing videos on YouTube because I did them in my way, right? Like you watch me make FPL content. I literally rip boxes apart and try and make it entertaining. I'll put that down there on the ground now. But yeah, so that was my original plan with what I was going to do with my computer. I wasn't going to do FPL content at all. And then my mate was sitting there talking about, I can't remember what it was. He goes, one of my mates said I should have been in YouTube years ago because he goes, you just talk crap and generally it's not too bad to listen to. That's what he told me anyway. I don't know if it was bigging me up or what. But and yeah, I was like, well, I might as well put this computer to use. And then I said to Ashley, my missus, and I said, you know what? I've never finished top 10K in FPL. I reckon I'm going to make an FPL channel. We're going to make one video a week. One video a week. That's all we're going to do. And I talked to Alan, who's one of my good mates. He hasn't been on yet this year. He's actually over in New Zealand at the moment. And originally I said to him, I was like, oh, let's do a pod once a week. We can talk about the football and we can see how well we go. Because I've been winning his mini league as well. Like every season I was in the UK for, I won it like comfortably. And we're like, all right. So I was like, I need a goal. If I'm going to start a YouTube channel, I'm finishing in the top 10K. And I literally wrote that in my channel description last year. Watch me as I go on the run this year and finish in the top 10K. Well, I did as advertised because I finished in the top 10K. And this year I feel like this year I've struggled because I didn't have an aim. I was just doing it because I enjoyed doing it. And then like I got to this point in the season, I was like, you know what? I've got an aim now. Top 100K. I'm going to finish top 100K from this ridiculous position in game week 13 where I'm 6 million. Because that's an achievement from game week 13 to finish there from 6 million at that point in the season, I think is a pretty good achievement. So that's the aim now. And that's my goal. And I feel like now since I've got my goal, we are starting to cook. I think I've got massively sidetracked there. Sorry, folks. Got a bit carried away. DCL unit or the pigeon? I'd go pigeon this week. That's sick. Yeah, I know. I'd really could go back to doing that. During the summer, I am looking. I've actually already created the channel. I just haven't put any videos on it yet. But there's one called, I think, gamer_D unit or something like this. I can't remember what I've called it. I haven't done the graphics for the channel or anything, but I am intending on playing some video games during the summer because I'm going to be at home with this hair because I can't be outside for like the next 4 weeks. So I'm going to be chilling, making videos and just having fun. Also, I've not gone to the gym. So if you might have noticed over the last like month or two, I've been really bulking up because I can't go to the gym for 6 weeks. So I've got to a point where I've like got really big and I'm going to just slim down now because I can't go to the gym. In case anyone was wondering as well about that too. I still play Age of Empires 2 on Xbox. I regularly love it. Got it because I remembered the original. Very nice. I love Age of Empires 2 as well. Good luck this week. Yes, good luck to you as well, the governor. Good evening, hippie. You stand out as your personality and are interesting. Thank you very much. Mukiele Alderete or Keane to replace Richards. I think long term, I love Mukiele because he's dirt cheap and I think he's the most consistent. I think Keane for the next 5 weeks is probably my favourite though. Until Brantwaite's back, I think Keane will be the best. Best third Chelsea player for their run. Chalobah, Palmer, locked, probably. I've been weighing this up myself. Because you can see in my team, I've got Sanchez and Chalobah. And I'm not sure who the third one's going to be. Now, I've actually thought about just getting a triple Chelsea defense, which sounds ridiculous. But just with the way Maresca plays, I feel like Sanchez and Chalobah play every single week. So then I feel like it's Cucurella for me. Like I actually think that those are the 3 Chelsea players I'm going to have for their run. Because Palmer, I feel like they're going to monitor him the rest of the season. He's going to have weeks where against these easy teams, I reckon Maresca's just going to bench him or rotate him. And the only other one that really entices me is probably Pedro Neto. He seems to be so consistently playing under Enzo Maresca that I think that he might be the one I'd be looking at rather than Palmer, rather than João Pedro. But that's based off what I feel like now. If Palmer all of a sudden starts playing 90 minutes every single week, it's probably going to be him. But if he's not, I feel like that's the way I'd be inclining to go. Cheers, chat and D-Wade unit. Mind rate. Yeah, go ahead, buddy. Whack it in. Let's have a look. All right, Pickford, Frimpong, Tarkowski, Keaton, and Mukiele. I love that already. Triple Everton defense is sick. Vert, Saka, Cunha, Haaland, EKITIKE. Captain, Bowen, bench. Oh, mate, love it. That's a sick free hit draft. It's almost identical to the one I put up in the late mail. The only difference you've gone with is you've gone with Saka and I went with Foden. That is the only difference. I love the draft. Fantastic draft. What's the difference between you taking a -12 and FPL Nightmare? My -12 is going to work and I'm going to get a green arrow, whereas Nightmares didn't work. That's the difference. Fofana is cheap. You'll need funds to get Gabriel back. Yeah, Fofana is cheap. 100%. I've actually got the funds for Gabriel. If Gabriel was fit, I can just move Vandenberg to Gabriel in one move. And my team is locked. I've got 2 million sitting in the bank. Like that. The people sit there and wonder, why did you -12? It's all about team value. And I know that lots of people say that team value is neither here nor there. Information's king. It's not. If you've got a good bench, information's not king. You just rely on your bench. And I look at my bench this week. And if one of the players doesn't show up, if I've got a problem playing Chalobah or Vandenberg, nope. I think they're both probably pretty good assets this week. Also, I think Wilson's probably pretty good if he plays as well. Gary's already sweating. Nightmare doesn't know what he's doing. Nightmare took a -12 and got a huge red arrow. D-Unit's taken a -12 and watched a huge green arrow come in. I can't wait to be on the lock-in tomorrow night when all of a sudden we look at the D-Unit's team. He's taken the -12. Half his team has banged for over 10 points each. And we're sitting there going, what a genius I am. Because that's what the recurring theme has been on the pubcast lock-in the last couple of weeks. The Trig and Gary are getting reeled in at a rate of knots not seen on land before, because we're not on land, we're in D-Unit Fairyland. And the D-Unit Fairy is cutting them down. Week by week, points are being slashed. And the D-Unit's coming. Wilson or Potts? I can't remember if I asked. Potts for me. Thanks, mate. I hope you smash it. I hope you smash it as well, buddy. What games do you play? All sorts. I wish I could turn the camera around to show you all the different collectibles that are on this shelf, but I can't without absolutely wrecking everything. I've played Dark Souls. I've played Borderlands. I've played Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, strategy games. I will tell you, I've actually wasted. I can't believe I'm admitting this. But I've wasted about 1.5 years of physical lifetime playing Dota 2. And that's a game that I'm not even good at. I will openly admit, I'm in Dota 2, I play Dota 2 like I play FPL. Some games, I'll be the complete pub stomper and I'll just dominate and I'll win the game literally single-handedly. And then other games, I'm a complete liability just because of the heroes that I play. So I quite like playing Pudge. I like to think I'm a Dendy Pudge. If anyone knows who Dendy is and played Dota 2, I will roll up and I'll have games. I did a watch-along and I played a game of Dota 2 during it. And that game was like a game of Dota 2 Dendy Pudge. I was literally landing every single hook I threw out. But then there are games where I play it and I miss every single hook. And it's just a slight fraction off. If I played that game when I was 18, I reckon I would have been world class. Because I played it when I was like late 20s, definitely not world class. Gary's back. Fallout. Oh, yes, I love Fallout games. All the Fallout games are brilliant. I don't actually know which one my favorite is. Number 3 was my first introduction to them. Then there was New Vegas, which was incredible. Then there was Fallout 4, which I really enjoyed as well. Then there was Fallout 76, and it's been a slow burn on me, Fallout 76. But when they added in all the patches, it's actually now a really quite addictive game. Cherokee to Cunha from -4, even though I have free hit next game week. Don't mind it, because Cunha's going to go up in price. -20, manual wildcard, Frimpong captain, bring it on. Yes, hippie. Yes, that's what we love to see. Captain HAALAND or EKITIKE? I'm captaining EKITIKE. I'm not going to ask. The card picked HAALAND. I'm backing against it. Because I am. To be fair, you've wasted a lot of time on FPL and that 1.7 million rank stinks. I love the 1.7 million rank. I can't wait to reel in the pubcast. I'm literally, you know what? I'm actually enjoying, I'm not going to lie, my enjoyment factor, taking a -12, I have no regrets at all about that -12. Like, I actually sit there, I look at it and I go, if this -12 comes in the way I think it's going to, I'm going to join the lock-in tomorrow, post the football, and I'm going to be on more points, closing in on Gary and Trig, who again are sitting there going, I'm just going to hold my transfers. I'm too scared to use them. Review won't tell me the correct pick. Solio keeps on changing its projections later on in the week. I don't know what to do. And then there's the D-Unit, decisive, indicative, knows what he wants, goes and gets it, and gets rewarded. That's the difference in play, folks. There's a risk appetite, and then there's the no risk appetite. And the no risk is not a fun way to play the game. Bowen, does that matter? What? Oh, Bowen's pretty good pick as well, I think, this week. EKITIKE is going to smash it, I would agree. Hopefully Olympian Curse ain't happening no more and we get a Christmas miracle. That'd be nice. Second episode of Fallout was decent. I'm waiting until they're all out because I just don't want to watch it before I can watch them all together. Also think that Haaland away to a Sean Dyche Forest, that he doesn't get more than 1 point. 1 goal, yeah, I would agree. What's the Olympian curse? It got broken weeks ago. He's actually been on a heater the last few weeks. How come you are not holding any Arsenal defence? Because I don't think they keep a clean sheet for the considerable future, which is why I sold mine. I'm betting against Arsenal defence. I mean, that's why I free hitted last week. Last week was the last week where I think they're going to keep a clean sheet for quite a while. And I owned double Arsenal defence last week on free hit, and they kept the clean sheet. This week, I think Brighton score, which is why I don't own any of them. Daddy curses basically every player captain, so they blank. Start Reinders or Anderson? That's an easy question. Answer, Reinders. I started watching you last season when you were doing watch-alongs with maybe 10 people watching. Great to see you with so many interacting. I know, it's hard to believe, Peter. I mean, the watch-alongs were why I did it. I prefer watching the football than anything else. The videos are just, I just do them because to placate the masses and get me out there. It's the watch-alongs you should watch, because I watch football like a kid in a candy shop, and I don't even care if my players aren't scoring points. Well, I care a little bit. I just want to see goals, and preferably goals to good footballers with a little bit of luck, and preferably to my players. When it's my players, the watch-alongs are 100% better. Like when Harry Wilson got that 16-pointer and Anderson blanked, that was the stuff of biblical legend. That was my favourite watch-along all season, where I said that Anderson was crap and he would concede twice to Burnley and get booked. I said he would only get 2 points, and that's exactly what he got. And Harry Wilson, everyone thought, he's not going to do anything. He got 16 points. That was by far my best watch-along of the season. So many games tomorrow. Can't wait, I know. Has Gary changed his username to FPL Review Gary? Yes, love it. Gary and Trig need to let Anderson captain out of the cage. I know. They've got no balls. They'd never do an Anderson captain. They're too afraid of playing him week to week. But Gary, I've got it on good faith that Gary and Trig are going to play Anderson this week for his 2 points. That's the last I heard. I know that both aren't very good, but who would you pick between Gahey and Van der Ven? I'd probably go Van der Ven this week. I can't believe I just said that, but I think I'd go him. They need to sponsor me first. Where's Tom? Boxing Day beers. I can't drink until New Year's Eve, so I will not be drinking anything during the watch-alongs this week, except maybe a can of Red Bull and some water. But you guys could be in for a treat, because on New Year's Day, we are going over to my friend's house, Darren, and all the boys will be there that are in actually the Manchester Chat Bragging Rights mini league. We're all going to be there. And I've just got to convince him to do a live watch-along with us all there. But I tell you what, if we do a live watch-along with us all there, it's just going to be mayhem. I don't know how enjoyable it will actually be to watch, but we'll see what we can do. But that could be on. Tom might be in for that one. And it'll be live in person as well, which will make it even better. Would you play Enzo or Gahey? I'd play Enzo because he's not a defender. I'm firmly back on 3-man defence. Like I've not seen enough clean sheets of late to make me think it's better to go with anything else other than a 3-man defence. That's just the way I'm seeing the game at the moment anyway. Boys, the unit. Bench 1, Foden, Cherky or Semenyo? It's got to be Semenyo for me. I do think there is a risk that he doesn't play. Can you check who you are facing in the overall cup? Oh, how do I do that? Overall cup. I've given my cup opponent a -12 head start. All right, I'm still in. Let's have a look. Who am I playing? I won comfortably last night. I'm playing Omar Gamal. What's his team like? Hold on. What? He's on 960 points, so it's a pretty even battle. He's gonna have a team that's gonna smoke me, isn't it, with a -12? Hold on. How do I check out his team? How do we... it's not going to... Is there... I don't know how to check his team. Am I clicking the wrong thing here? How does it... hold on. He's got no transfers. He made 2 transfers game week 15, 3 and 16, 3 and 17. So if he's making... He could be taking a hit this week. His team can't be that good. 102.7 million rank. Team value. How do I see his team from here without just stuffing it up? Oh, game week 17. Here we go. All right, he got 84 points last week. Let's have a look at his team. Oh, I've got him covered. I think we can take him on with a -12, you know. So he's going to have Haaland captain. He's got Thiago, Foden, Saka, Wilson, Rice. So we're only going to share Foden, Haaland, and Rice unless he's made some moves. It's a high upside, high reward. I think it's going to be an even battle. I think me giving him 12-point head start could be interesting, but I don't think this guy's probably playing it a bit safe. Or he might be a bit maverick and take hits himself. This could be a good battle. Could be a good battle. I like that, Jack. Thank you for showing me that. I think we got him, though. I think we'll nail him. I reckon we'll nail him. I think Thiago will punish sellers this week. I bloody well hope not. The EKITIKE differential captaincy will pay off. I'm with you, boss. Yeah, I'm just doing it. I'm happy to take punts at this time of the season. New to FPL, can you... Let's have a look. Donnarumma, defense. Gahi, Frimpong, Chalobah, nice. Verts, Foden, Cunha, Gordon, nice. Ford, Haaland, EKITIKE, Ultimata, Captain, EKITIKE. Love it. Nothing bad to say about that draft at all. Are you doing a live watch on for the United game? Yes, we are, Kyle. Also, who are you captaining, Kyle? I need to see who you're captaining, please. Hincapi to Canadi for a -4. I'll play Rodon. I'd do -4. Okay, then. 3 defenders. Which would you drop of Vandenberg, Gahi, or Riley, or Mukiele? It's got to be Gahi. I'd drop him this week. Forgot about the -12. That team is an absolute banger. I know. Can't wait. Governor. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Click game week 17 after clicking his name. I know. I can't believe it took me that long to figure it out, but I got there. I got there in the end. Click one of his game weeks. Best you can do is look at last week's team. Yeah, game week 17. That was it. Yep. That was it. I know. I figured it out. I was a bit slow to the party, but I got there. I'm starting Shaw ahead of Reinders. Yep, fair. Do not bench Chalobah. I have a feeling he scores. He might. Bruno G or Gordon? Gordon for me. We're 7 minutes away or so from the deadline now. Make sure you are looking in your teams. Yeah, I just don't think that Chalobah outscores any of the players I'm playing. Like, I did think about starting Chalobah, I'm not going to lie. But, like, I looked at Mukiele, I think, yep, clean sheet potential. O'Reilly, clean sheet potential. Tarkowski, clean sheet potential. I feel like Villa have got a pretty good chance of scoring. That's why I'm benching him. That's it, pretty much. That's the only reason why. I reckon next season, headed goals should be called air. I love it. Extra points for a headed goal. Nah, that'd be given to defenders too many more points, because that's how defenders normally score their goals. No, I don't know how I feel about that one now. Take that back. Is it true that Gordon always does well during winter holiday season? Well, he did last year. I don't know what he did like the year before, but last season he was very good during the winter months. He was very good during the winter months last year. Yeah. This week I was planning to captain Haaland, but I've switched to EKITIKE last minute. Very good. I'm happy. If Kyle's captaining EKITIKE, I'm very happy with that call. Because that man has been calling captaincy a lot better than I have this season. And I'm very happy to follow his lead. He captained Semenyo for 18 points that time. Oh, that was biblical. And I got bloody nothing that week. I can't remember who I had, but it was nothing. And he had Semenyo. I had Foden. That was one of the weeks I captained Foden for his 2 or 3 points or whatever it was. I don't think Mukiele gets a clean sheet. Leeds are in good form. DCL is on form, but I do think Sunderland will win. I just need Gordon's minutes to get better. Here's a lock. Yep. What is the cartel? Seen it mentioned on here today. Cartel. Let's talk FPL. Gianni, FPL mate, FPL Harry, FPL Raptor, FPL Focal. Everyone calls them the cartel. I just make reference to it. They're not really a cartel. They're just in a WhatsApp group chat together and they all have exactly the same team. Give or take a couple of players. And they all use analytics and they all refuse to mention it. They're too scared to mention it because they realize then that people would just go and watch the website rather than watch them, I think. Tom and Golden Goal. I know. I thought it was quite funny, that. Well done to them. I feel like they took the Mickey out of it, which I don't mind. I love taking the Mickey out of things, so I don't mind that. Haaland hat-trick this week. Card reckons there's no hat-tricks this weekend, so I'm going to back it in. My team is Petrovic, Coyote, Nunes, Virgil van Dijk, yep, Timber, Rogers, Foden, Cunha, Bowen, EKITIKE, Captain, and Haaland, Verbruggen, Wilson, Richards, and Minton. Oh, mate. You're on track for another green arrow, Jack. 100%. Thiago, Wilson, Chalobah, Anderson, play only one. Well, I can tell you which one you're benching, Anderson. Which one you're playing, I would play Thiago out of that lot. I would then follow that up probably with Chalobah, followed by Wilson, followed by Anderson in that bench order. Thoughts on Minte? He's no good this week. He's playing Arsenal. I wouldn't have thought. Carter have FPL Towers on speed dial when they won extra bonus points. You better believe they do. I've been locked in for days. -8. Sucker to Rice. Thiago to EKITIKE. Rogers to Cunha. Let's go, baby. That's a good move, Jojo. Why wouldn't you mention you use stats? I know. I don't understand it. I don't understand. They all know. They all do, because you can just tell what the players they recommend are literally the top of those things. How do I know this? Because Trig and Gary always put up the stats for who's that in our WhatsApp chat. And I'm like, why are they at the top? Like, does anyone actually watch the football anymore? Like, they shouldn't be at the top. That's why I talk about different players, because I don't use them. Watching FPL Andy divering over who to transfer in for Incapi while he has Bruno, Dewsbury Hall and Gooey on his bench is so dull. So no D-unit hits on the horizon. It's just stupid. Like, why would you not just use your transfers? Like, what are you gaining from just sitting there watching your team value decrease and having no one to fall back on if one of your players doesn't show up? It's just idiotic management. And I'm gonna reel in Let's Talk FPL Andy. He's going to be sitting there resting on his laurels, trying to protect his rank, and the D-unit's coming at 100 miles an hour, baby. Bowen 18-pointer this week, guaranteed. Oh, if that happens, mate, I'll be over the moon. Play Anderson, Minte, or Rodon. I'm assuming that's the Forest Anderson. If that's the Forest Anderson, I'd play him. Otherwise, it's Rodon. Who do I start between Gahey versus Spurs or Thiago versus Bournemouth? I'd go Thiago just for the upside of the goals. I reckon Jow will score. He might. Anderson should join AA for their addiction. I agree. Have a pint. Enzo or Casemiro? Casemiro, I reckon. They all have the same team anyway. Who cares exactly? -12 locked in. Yes, let's go. Let's hope Gordon turns up tonight. Let's go, baby. If you finish in the top 50K, I'm going to send you a realistic FPL Harry body pillow. Please don't. Okay, when Minto to Mount, I'll take it. I'll take the hits after the deadline and bring EKITIKE, Rice, and Gordon. Nice. Too many squirrels protecting their nuts. Bench Thiago or Wilson? I would bench Wilson. All right, you got about 1 minute and a half or so until the deadline. We're running into the last couple of minutes here. Keep your last minute questions coming in. But yeah, I've not even had to think about my team today. It's great. I made my hits. I've made my bed. And I'm going to go and lie on it, baby. And we're going to watch the points hopefully flow in. If Cunha can get off to a start tonight that covers 12 points, if I'm on 0 points after tonight, I'll be exceptionally happy because the hit's already paid off of 10 players and captaincy to come. We could be on for a biblical week. So Cunha can start the game week positively for me. It should be nice. I'm not sure Andy has ever made a transfer that he's excited about. He's either forced into it or just covering effective ownership. I know. Effective ownership is such a boring way to play the game. Like, I literally look at the effective ownership and go, I'm taking that on. Unless it's a player I really like and want to my team. Like, Phil Foden, I bought before anyone else did, right? Like, I had him when he was 5% owned, under 5% owned. And I owned him for all the points because I believed in him. They just bought him because they're scared of him, not because they want him. Bowen captain, locked in, love it. Should I sell in Cappy and Wilson because they're yellow flagged? I think Wilson could be okay, but you've got about, I think you've run out of time to do it anyway because the timer is about to go off. And according to this time, the deadline's already passed. Pretty sure there isn't much laughter on Let's Talk FPL's channel. I mean, they don't know how to take a joke either. And people know I don't say things derogatively about others. I just make fun of stuff. I'm actually a very easy, happy-go-lucky person, and I've never meant anything seriously. I just like having a bit of fun. Andy had 4 transfers and used 2, ending up with Paqueta. Oh, no. He went back to the Paqueta. Oh, that's a review pick if ever I've seen one. What's going on? Verts and EKITIKE captain in. Let's roll. Andy is a cat. I'm hoping Mount starts or plays good minutes next 4 games. You reckon? I reckon he does. Captain Verts locked in. Got to send it and try again. Yes, love it, Ryan. Lewis Potter, captain. I love that. That is ballsy, and I don't mind it. You've featured on the top 8 captains for me this week. D-Unit is breaking into the top 1 million this week or back into the top 3 million. No in between. That's right. Still disappointed about the lack of Foden captains from you, D-Unit. I don't want to ruin him. Swap to EKITIKE at the last moment. Very nice. Do the cartel do FPL as full-time jobs, in which case template keeps food on the table? It does. It's just boring to watch. They don't do it with joy, and I do it with joy. Card, Anderson or corner flag? The corner flag. All right, on that note, folks, we are going to wrap the deadline stream. The deadline has passed. I'm locked in with the -12. Sanchez in goal against home against Villa. I'm actually backing 4 different defences this week, which doesn't feel overly good. Mukiele leads at home. O'Reilly, Nottingham Forest away, and Tarkowski, Burnley away. Hopefully, I get a goal out of that defence, and then that will help with the -12. Then in the midfield, we're going Cunha, who's new into the team. Newcastle at home tonight. Verts at home to Wolves, also new into the team. Foden against Forest away, and Rice against Brighton at home. And then up top, we're loading with a 3-4-3 strategy back firmly on the agenda for the next 6 or so weeks. HAALAND is the vice captain against Nottingham Forest away. Bowen is in against Fulham's Anderson for his incoming brace that will be happening tomorrow. And then Hugo EKITIKE is in as the captain for Wolves at home. By going differential captain, hopefully EKITIKE can smash HAALAND, make that -12, pay itself off straight out the gate, and we are laughing and happy days all around. Wilson's on the bench with Chalobah, Vandenberg and Verbruggen. Hopefully it's Green Arrows. Happy Christmas, everyone. We'll see you for the live watch along in just over 1 hour and 20 minutes time. Hopefully Man United and the Cunha train can get firmly up and running for the D unit. We'll see you all then. Thank you very much for joining. If you haven't already, please join the WhatsApp group. I'm going to whack a link up